Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from prettypapercards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, and I think we're live on YouTube today. Let me check Facebook. Okay, we're live on Facebook. I can see that. I don't really have any way of checking YouTube, but I think I'll know if some of you pop on. Let me check my volume here. Hold on, I'm just going to check this volume. Okay, volume's up. That's a good thing. Pam, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see you guys today, and I am really hoping that it's working on YouTube. Ellie is here with us today, but just for a minute because she's having a few tummy issues. And so Tina, good to see you. So I'm just going to put her down. She's actually feeling pretty well. She's feeling better. But I'm going to put her down so that she can just rest. She's just having a few tummy issues. And we have some medicine for it. Thank you, Tina. She is doing well, but she's been doing a little bit of irping, which is kind of the part of her little syndrome that she has. And so she doesn't really know when that's going to happen. And I didn't want that to happen by accident all over all of our papers. So it's better for her to be resting. Hi, Ross. Good to see you. How are you guys? So it's Friday, the Friday before Labor Day, and August is over, like within just 2 days, and pretty soon we're going to be in September, which I say, just checking on her, she was making a little noise, and I say, yay, September. October is my favorite month, but September is a close second because the fall is starting, and I really love the fall, and I know some of you do also. So it doesn't officially start till I think September 21st or something like that, but after Labor Day, everybody thinks it's fall. So what are you guys doing for the Labor Day weekend? Are you going to be making some cards? All my beautiful card makers out there. Renee, so YouTube's working. It looks like you're watching from YouTube, huh? Yay! I called a guy. I got to the end of my knowledge, and I called a guy. Well, I emailed a guy, and he helped me fix it. So I'm so happy, Renee. I hope it stays connected the whole time. Let's pray that it does. Oh, Roz, you're getting a crazy thunderstorm. Oh, okay. I hope you don't lose your cable connection. That would not be good. Karen, good to see you. Yes, good to see you. It feels like everything's better. You know, the dog is better, the YouTube and Facebook are better so far, so everything feels good. And I'm thankful. I have a couple things to show you. I received a couple of cards that are very sweet. Here's the first one. This is from one of my downline and a good friend, Rose. And I want to show you, your mom turns 90 tomorrow and then going to Pittsburgh for Sunday and Monday, Renee. Have a wonderful time and happy birthday to your mom. Wow. Yes, be safe. It sounds wonderful. It sounds like a wonderful thing to do for the weekend. My mother-in-law is 97, so I get it when they get older, like pretty older. That's a lot, and it's a big milestone. 90 is a very big milestone. Holly, good to see you, and Jeanne. Yay! My friends on YouTube are back. Yay! Okay. So I'm showing this card, which is a really pretty card that my friend and downline Rose sent me. And I want to get it up kind of close. She not only used this beautiful gallery paper, she embossed it with an embossing folder, which you really can't see. And then she used some Wink of Stella And it is so sparkly. And I'm going to show you the inside. She wrote me like a personal note, so I covered up the note. But look at what she did. Look at how she did this. And let's see, where is the part? Oh, this is the part I wanted to show you. This is the embossing folder she used. I think it's retired and we don't have it. I don't use it because it's retired. But look at how beautiful that looks. And she did a little coloring there. I just think that's so pretty. And both of these, like this paper right here, this one is an addition, this little edge. And over here, the same thing. This is the actual card base right there. And then this is an additional piece. So she's showing off all, and good to see you, and Carol. Isn't that gorgeous though? And it's just embossed all over, and it's, she even colored, I think she colored some of this flower right here, that rose. Isn't that beautiful? I love to receive these cards and see what beautiful, isn't it, Holly? Yeah, Tammy, good to see you. And then a very special friend sent me a card when he heard about Ellie. This is from my friend Brian King. I know that some of you know him. And he is such a good friend, and I just love this card. He did a beautiful job on the sunflower with the sunflower embossing folder. And one thing I was checking it out. Usually I don't usually put two thin layers back there. Look at that. He's got one layer of what looks like early espresso, and then a white layer, each just showing out about 1/8 of an inch, and then the sunflower that's been colored beautifully. Isn't that gorgeous? So thank you to Brian. I display my cards. I love my cards. Thank you guys so much. Well, we have a lot to cover today. Are you? Yes, it is. So I'm going to turn you down and let's talk about some things. There we go. Okay, let me get this straightened out. So, being that it's the end of August, we only have a few more days left of the In Color sale. If you have not taken advantage of it, I really encourage you to do so. I think I've mentioned every time I come on, how many products are on this sale. And products you wouldn't imagine, like gems that just have one In Color in them, are 15% off. And I have gotten a lot in this sale, and it's been, I've saved. So if you haven't taken advantage of this, definitely do it before Sunday is the last day, the 31st. And Wednesday, the new catalog goes live, and a whole ton of online exclusives. They're called the September release online exclusives. And I've been showing them to you as we've been going along. I'm going to show you more today, but I am so excited. And next Wednesday, we're going to crack this baby open and we're going to look inside. I'm so excited about that. But along with a new catalog and new online exclusives comes paper shares, ribbon shares, and I want it all shares. So I want to remind you the deadline for to sign up and pay for my paper shares is the 2nd, because I'm going to buy everything on the 3rd. So I need to have all the funds, handled and everything by the 2nd. So, and I have a little confession to make. I can't believe it, but I actually missed a paper in the catalog. I can't show it to you where I missed it, but it's kind of a little bit hidden. And it's called something tags. I didn't even write down the name. Oh, maybe it's on the back here. Nope. But it's really the most traditional red and green Christmassy paper in there. And so thank you, Tammy. So I'm adding this to my paper share so that you'll get a quarter of one of these packs. And it has they're not stickers, they're punch out die cuts. So traditional. You could just stick those on anything, really. And then check out these beautiful papers, and you get quite a few, which is good if you're having classes like I do. And there's the back, so you could cut those little parts out, but I love this. We're going to be making stuff with this, you guys. Here's another pattern, and the back is just, it looks like a light green. It kind of looks like soft seafoam, but a very nice background piece. And like I said, I think you get 8 of these in a pack, but in the paper share you would get 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get 8 in the package. So in the paper share you get 2. Then check this out. Oh, love this plaid. And isn't that a pretty back? So these are gorgeous for our Christmas projects. I can't believe I missed this. It comes 6 by 6 too. I think that might have been why. And did I show you the back? Yeah. And then there's this one with just greenery and berries. And the background is like that. So perfect for card making and stuff. Isn't that beautiful? It's in the early part of the catalog. And I'm sorry I didn't write the name down, but you're going to get it in my paper shares. Okay, so let's talk about the paper shares. In the paper shares, you'll get 117 6 by 6 sheets for $50, and that includes shipping. I had to highlight this to remind myself. That includes the shipping. If you want a ribbon share, you get 17 yards of their brand new ribbons, and this is both in the new holiday catalog and the new September release online exclusives, because those contain fall and Christmas also. So the ribbon shares are $30 including shipping, and if you want it all, which I always want it all, $80 including shipping. So I think I put a link up there for you. If you don't see the link, just email me, Peggy at prettypapercards.com, and let me know, because I have to have it all handled by September 2nd. And then, so excited about my Gingerbread Man class to go. This has been, a lot of people have been signing up for this, and I hope I don't have to cut it off, but because it's brand new, I think is why everybody wants it, and it's so cute. And I'll show you the cards. I showed them the other day, but in case you weren't on, here's one of the cards that you'll make 2 of. This little guy is so cute. And you make all the set, the bundle contains all these things. Here's another one, a more traditional little guy. And then we have a ginger girl. Okay, this is the ginger girl. Isn't she cute? And I think I'm going to write on the inside with a white gel pen. And then, so you'll make 2 of each. You'll make 6 cards total in the kit. You get everything you need to make it except your basics. The Gingerbread Man set doesn't come out. The bundle doesn't come out until the 3rd, but I'm going to buy it the minute everything goes live. So you can get it from me. And the total for the kit alone is $49.95. If you want to get the bundle, and look at all the dies, 18 dies, and this is kind of, it's a big little ginger person. And if you want the bundle, all I do is add on the price of the bundle. I pay the sales tax and the shipping from Stampin' Up! To me, and the shipping is included in the price of the kit, so that makes it $103.95 if you want to get the Gingerbread Man, and I'll order right away, so I'm expecting to be able to get every one that I order. You'll also be getting half a pack of this North Pole Delivery Designer Series paper, which we use. You're going to get ribbon, you're going to get embellishments. So, oh, Nancy, hello. I'm live on YouTube and some of the gals are watching. Good to see you, Nancy. I'm glad you did find me. And then if you just want the PDF tutorial, it's $25. And you get a bonus with this class, because that I brought this down the other day, but actually I have it behind me on hanging up in my room. I made a cute Gingerbread Man banner, and I'm going to send you a PDF tutorial as a bonus on how to make that banner. So be sure that the deadline for that is also September 2nd, because I have to get everything right on the 3rd, the minute it goes live. I love to stay up late in order. Okay, today's card. I want to show you more items in the new catalog. And so we're going to make this fun fold card, and it has a belly band, and it comes off like this. And then rather than having the two sides, which is usually I think called a gatefold, this one opens like this, and you write in this area. But it shows off this beautiful paper. So I wanted to continue. Oh, Georgia. Okay, girl, we're glad you're watching. Please take care. I have been praying for you, Georgia. But I'm glad you're able to watch. So one of the things I want, like I said, is I want to show you more new things. So I want to show you this beautiful paper that we're using 2 new papers today. And one is called Elegant Pine Snowflakes. And we looked at it when I first got my my products, but I thought I would show you again because this will all be part of my paper share. And this one we're using today, so I have to show you the front and back by turning it over. And the same with this one. It's beautiful. And then here's another one that's different from the first one. But all these, I can show you the backs. There's the back of that. Beautiful. It's, you know, you guys, it's the products. It doesn't take a lot to make a pretty card with the Stampin' Up! Products. Look at these gorgeous papers. This one I really like too. And there's another one. Snowflakes in the back. So that is the Elegant Pine Snowflake paper. And then we're going to use this new one, which is, let me see, Silent Snowfall. And I want you to see there, you can see how it's embossed. It's beautifully embossed with little snowflakes. And we're going to use that today. We're going to color it and use it to make our card. And we're using 2 brand new bundles. Do you mind if I combine a lot of stuff? Because I just wanted to use a whole bunch of new stuff. So I hope you don't mind, but I'll explain it as we go. So I'm going to show you, if you want to jot down the measurements for this card, I'm going to show you how to score everything. So this is a garden green cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and let me put my sample, get my sample out of the way here so I don't mess it up. And we're going to score first of all at 2 1/8. Okay, 2 1/8. Let me get my glasses on, that always helps. Carol McKinney, good to see you from Missouri. So we've got 2 1/8, and then we're going to go to 4 1/4 for this. And we're going to fold it in half the first time. Where's my bone folder here? Okay. And burnish. And then we fold this panel back like that. And so that is making our kind of fun fold, right? And then we get to, let's go ahead and score the belly band while we're scoring, because this is another integral part of the card. So the belly band is 1.5 inches by 9 3/4 inches, and it is also garden green. And what we're going to do is we're going to score from one end at 3 1/8 inches, like that. And then I'm just going to turn it around and score from the other end at 2 1/4, and that's going to create our belly band. Those are the folds that we want, and we will decorate this in a little while, but that way we've got all that done. And now we can start gluing down paper. Okay, let's get our, oh, I forgot. I did want to cut the paper with you, kind of, so you could see. So this is the first piece we're going to put down, and I've already got it at 4 inches. It's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll just cut it at 5 1/4. I love this paper. The background is Secret Sea, our new beautiful Secret Sea, and it's got all kinds of greens in here. So today, hello Julia, good to see you. The greens we're using today, we're going to use Old Olive, we're going to use Granny Apple Green, and we're going to use, we've already started with Garden Green. So lots of greens today. So this we can go ahead and put down kind of on the inside of our card. This basically just forms a background for us. And we could do that side too. Look how gorgeous. Okay, so we're just going to lay this down, and then we're going to start decorating as soon as I get all the pretty papers laid down. Now, for our piece here, and one reason I liked this pattern for this side, thank you for leaving your address, Georgia, so everyone can send you a card. I liked this pattern because I love the way the pine needles come down like that, and it's all over the paper, so it's not easy to get it. It's not hard to get a piece that has it. So this is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. If you're jotting down measurements, and we can just go ahead and glue this right on our front like that. And these two, I think, look so pretty against one another once you glue this down. Let's flatten it to adhere it so we can really see the framing of the cardstock. Isn't that pretty? Look at how beautiful that looks together. Isn't that nice? Now, we also want a piece of white because that is the place you're going to write. And this is the same as the other one, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And we're going to stamp a little something on that in a minute. So, because we have to have a place to write. But I like having this plain. I mean, you can do anything you want with it. Cheryl, good to see you. Thanks for popping on. Okay, so now we have really the base of the card done. And all we need to do, well, we could go ahead and stamp right now. So let me show you the bundles that I'm using. We're going to use Christmas Greenery, which is it's part of the mega suite in the front of the new catalog, Christmas Greenery. And we're going to actually use this die, so I'm just going to pull that out for right now to have it. From the stamp set, we're only using one thing today. We're just going to use that teeny tiny little branch. I don't know, I wanted a little something to stamp, and so I'm just going to use that little tiny branch there. So that's one bundle we're using, and then we're going to also use words for the season, sentiments and word dies, and so we're going to be using that in just a minute. But first of all, let's use that teeny tiny stamp that I mentioned, and we'll use some garden green ink, and here's that little tiny baby stamp right there. Isn't that cute? Okay. Do you like this fold, Karen? I'm glad. I do too. It's a fun fold, a fun fold card. Okay. So I'm just going to put a couple of these little branches on this white piece. We could put as many as we want to, but I'm going to be fairly simple. The other one I put 2, and I'm just going to put, the other one I put 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. I'm just going to do this. And then on the envelope, let's go ahead and stamp our envelope here. I will put a couple, oh boy, whoops. Let me grab another envelope, because this is going to be a prize for one of you guys, and I want it to be perfect for you. That had just a little smudge. Okay. So you kind of have to really look at your stamp to make sure the ink got on it, because it's a little guy. And this time we will do 2. Isn't that, we could even do 3. We could get carried away and do 3. That's kind of cute. Almost looks like a cactus, but it's little pine branches, little baby pine branches. Okay, so now we have all that handled, and we're ready to start working on our belly band. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is that silent snowfall paper that I mentioned, and I showed in the beginning that it's already embossed like that. It comes like this. I think you get 6 sheets. And what we're going to do is use some cherry cobbler ink. Cherry cobbler is the red that's this designer series paper uses. So I thought we would use it. And I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm just going to blend. It's not going to be dark, but we're just going to give it some, I think blending makes the snowflakes really stand out, and I really like that. This is just a little scrap, and we're going to cut it with a die here in a minute. But I just wanted to get those little, see how much when you get the ink on, how much they really stand out. I really like that. I think we're going to see a lot of beautiful things done with this paper. Okay, I think I'm not going to get that. That was a boo-boo. Sometimes I get carried away. Okay, now we can cut it. So that's just some light blending with real red ink. And now I'm going to cut it with the largest circle die, and I think we can just avoid that little that little mistake. And it's going to fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And remember, I saw some people talking on Facebook. Thank you, Charlene. About not knowing how to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, or having problems with it. It doesn't really say this, I don't think, in the instructions, but I found if I just use plate number 3, the gray plate, as the base plate, I have never had any trouble since that moment. It has worked perfectly for me. So if you're having trouble, or know anyone that has trouble with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, just recommend that they use the gray plate as the base plate. And it's worked out so well for me. Okay, so this is the largest circle in the Stylish Shapes dies. And I tell you guys all the time, these are basics in your craft room. They really are, these dies, because they're stitched and they just have all the shapes. Squares, a little banner shape, and the circles, which I love. Okay, so let's get our belly band back. Here's our belly band that we already scored. And now what we're going to do is, just to give it a little more fun, we're going to add some basic white and some old olive. Because if you look at our card base, well, the paper we put on here, it has lots of different greens in there. We just mentioned that. So the belly band itself is 1.5 inches wide. The white piece is 1 inch by 4 1/4. And the old olive piece is 3/4 by 4 1/4. So we're just going to put those on right now. And it just makes the belly band be more fancy. You don't need to do this, but I like to because I think it's fancy. And it should come pretty much almost to the end, because it's 4 1/4, which is the width of our cards. Okay, and so it comes right pretty close to the fold there. And then we'll put the old olive piece on. And it butts up right to the edge there. And doesn't that look kind of nice? Whoops, a little glue came out. I think that just gives it some fun. All right, now we'll go ahead and decorate our circle. Let's just give a test here. I like to give my belly band a little test. We can go ahead and glue it down, and it looks like it's going to work fine. It looks like our measurements were good, so we can go ahead and glue it together. Or you can use tear and tape if you like. And I'm going to give it quite a bit of glue right here. I think I've got about that much space to play with, so we'll lay that down and adhere that. Okay. So now we'll set that aside to dry. I'm just going to make sure it's pressed down. Oh, there is a little glue coming out the edges. I did get carried away. I've been getting carried away with glue lately. I don't know why. I didn't used to do that. Okay. I'll just leave that aside. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and decorate our circle. And this is the set I wanted to show you, this words for the season. And we're going to cut one of the words. The word dies, there are lots of different words. I wrote them down on the back. That's what I like to do with these. Merry, happy, Christmas, wishes, greetings, autumn, New Year, holidays, and Halloween. Those are a lot of words, okay? And so I'm going to use Merry, and I'm also going to use this little guy. So there's something a little interesting that I didn't know until I got these dies. And that is that for all the words, the first letter is not attached to the rest of the word. It's a bit interesting, and so it just means you have to pay attention when you glue things down, because the capital first letter is separate. I don't really know why, but it's just the way it is. So here's our word Merry. I'm going to take your pick tool and just punch the little dots so that everything pops out and doesn't tear. This just releases everything. And here's the letter M for Merry. You see what I mean? It's separate from the rest of the word. Let's see. Out of there, little guy. Okay, that should come out now. There we go. So that's what I mean. So you have to pay a little bit of attention when you're gluing. And then before I cut using this die, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the rest of it. And one of the sentiments in this set I thought was pretty cute. It says, and cheery wishes. So, I don't know, it's just a little different, a little bit. You couldn't get on Facebook? Oh my. I can't even tell you. We really have to work hard at technology, don't we? Okay, so there's and cheery wishes. It's not a sentiment that I've ever used before. Oh, Ruth, yay, I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Okay, so our card is going to say Merry and Cheery Wishes. And with this, the stamp is made exactly to fit right in this little, cute little die. So I want to hope to get it just set up just right here before I run it through. Just takes a second. I maybe should get my tape out. I'm going to get my tape. It's a little hard to do upside down. So this is the tape that I use, Post-it labeling and cover-up tape, and it works out pretty well for this. Okay, I'm going to turn it toward myself so I can look at it carefully here. And then I'll adhere the tape, and that should keep it right where I want it to be. Okay. And we'll just run that through. Yes, put the word prize, because the prize for next week is going to be this card. So you'll win this card if you're drawn in the random number generator. Okay, so and cheery wishes. Isn't that kind of different and fun? Now we're ready to start putting our circle together. And actually, okay, I'll go. My mind is working faster than my mouth. So this is how it's going to look. Merry and Cheery Wishes, and that I went ahead and cut these pine branches out from the Christmas Greenery set. Now we're going to do something with these. I thought they needed a little something something. They just look a little bit, they're pretty, but they're a little plain. So I am going to stamp them with, what? I guess I'm going to use, let's go with Mossy Meadow ink. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Most of you know that I love little dots. I love dot stamps. And this DSP is all the brand new Elegant Pine Snowflakes. And this white one is Silent Snowfall that we blended. So I'm going to take some Mossy Meadow, and this is just a little, let me put it over here, a little tiny dot stamp that I saved. I've had it for a couple years. And when I want to make some little dots, I just bring it out. And I thought it would just be cute if we just add a few dots to our pine branches. You know, they tend to put dots on everything nowadays, and I can do splatters. I have done splatters. But you guys know I don't really like to be messy. And splatter is kind of messy because it gets on stuff when you do the splatter part. So I kind of prefer just stamping my splatter. But then just don't tell anyone and they'll think it's splattered just like normal. But this is the neater way to do it, so you don't, you know, get your whole desk all splattered. And so that just adds a little bit of character to these leaves. Don't you think? I'll show them. I always want to put it so you can see. I think the dots look good. All right. Now the last thing we have to do to get ready to put our belly band together, I don't know if you noticed, but the ribbon that I have used here is, I've colored it cherry cobbler because we don't have a cherry cobbler, and I didn't think the real red would look the same. So what we're going to do is, I like to color ribbon, and it's not that messy. I've got some basic beige classic ribbon, and I'm going to cut off a piece, and we're going to color it with a cherry cobbler Stamp and Blend alcohol marker. And I'm going to use the brush end. And really, you only need to color one side. Look at how dark that is. And it goes right through to the other side, so it's kind of an easy process. I'm using a little silicone mat from Stampin' Up! To protect my desk and everything. But this isn't that messy. It's kind of neat. And this way, you can get a ribbon in whatever color you want. If like right now, I don't think Stampin' Up! Sells a cherry cobbler ribbon right now. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So that's why I just decided to make my own. And then we'll set it aside for a few minutes to dry. It'll need to dry so we don't get it all over our fingers. Stick with me and I'll tell you the way to keep from being messy. Oh, goodness. I'm just looking at your names. It's so good to see you girls. Ann, Sawson, Pam, Carol, Julia, Roz. It's just good to see you guys. Okay, I'm going to leave the little end uncolored so I can hold on to it that way. All right, so I'm just going to set this to the side. We'll let it dry for a minute. And then we've got our belly band set up. And let's start putting our little circle together here. So the first thing we're going to do is put on the word Merry. Now I'm just going to set this off to the side to help me with the placement of the word. I'm going to leave off the capital letter to begin with, just so that it's easier to position that afterward than to reposition the entire word. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on this guy. And then we'll just set this down kind of where we want it, which is going to be right about there. And usually if I just tap, it gets off any extra glue because I put just a little bit of glue to begin with. Okay, now we need to figure out how to position the M. And one thing I did notice is because this is kind of italicized, if you move your M a little to the right, your capital letter a little bit to the right, it looks better. So let's just get a little bit of glue on the M, and that ought to work. I'll just pat it a little bit. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I wanted it to come off the edge because I want to put my branch in here. So I'm just going to glue my branch on now. Whoa, this glue is just coming out a lot today. And we'll just put it, we don't want it to really cover the Mary at all, but to come behind it like that. Okay. And it doesn't need to be glued all over, just a little bit. And then we're going to put one behind it. And what I'm going to do is trim the little base off like that. In fact, I'm going to trim off more. I forgot. I trimmed more because I just want this to be kind of a secondary piece. Pressing down to make sure it's really gluing there. And we're going to have this come behind it a little bit. Maybe I might need to tuck it under here. Well, maybe I'll tuck it over. No? Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Good to see you. I think we're just going to put it behind like that. I think that'll look good. Just some added foliage. So I'm just going to put the glue again right in here. And we'll place that behind. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to get it. We can go ahead and get it on our belly band now because we only have a couple more things to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to just put the dimensionals right on the belly band rather than chance, you know, if I put them on the circle, there's a chance I would maybe miss the belly band. You know what I mean? I'd have dimensionals off the belly band. So I'm going to try it this way. Trying to just get it centered. And the one thing we want to do is get the word Mary to look, because this is going straight, these lines there, we want to try to get Mary to look pretty straight, if possible. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to add and cheery wishes. And to do that, we're going to use some tiny little mini glue dot, mini dimensionals to hold this little guy down. I think the curved die background is really, it's cheery. Don't you think? It's kind of happy, a happy little die. It just looks in cheery wishes. Okay, and we can have this overlap the greenery if we want to, just like that. Now we're ready to tie our bow. Where's that ribbon that we colored? Okay, here's our pretty ribbon. And it becomes a little stiff once you color it, but that's okay. Actually makes it a little bit easier to tie. We'll tie a bow. The one thing to do is check your fingers, make sure there's no red on them, and there isn't, so we let it dry well. Try to trim these little ends. We can trim them up more later. And then we're going to put that bow right under the cheery wishes. And for this, I am going to use some little glue dots, mini glue dots. And I'm going to use 3 because I really want, every so often if I don't use 3, one on each little loop and also one on the center, sometimes things fall off and I really do not like that because I want to make sure they're going to stick for my, well, fancy word recipient, but the person that we're going to send our card to. We want to make sure. Oh, that kind of got weird. I think that got misplaced. Let's see. Anyway, I want to make sure things don't pop off. Obviously, we want everything to stay on the card. So we'll pull our bow down a little bit like that. And there we go. And cheery wishes. And now we're ready to wrap our belly band around our card. And then we're going to put just a few little pearls on there. Sometimes you have to just kind of, we tried this before, so we know it works. We gave it a test beforehand. Ooh, I love it. I just love it. Now let's put a few little pearls on there. I think this end is, let's fix our little ends. There we go. And we'll put some tiny baby pearls just to give it a little bit of bling. Put one under here, and let's see. I think we'll just put one up there. Okay. So there's our card for today. Hi, Marcia. Good to see you. So it really wasn't hard to make. It was just some little elements that we put together. You can rewatch it, but I wanted to show you all the new products, more new products. I mean, I haven't shown you all of them, but I wanted to show you a lot of the new products so that you know what's going live on the 3rd, next Wednesday, and you know if you want to get it or not. And where's our envelope that we stamped? Here's our little envelope with our 3 little pine branches. So this will be the prize next week. And if you put the word prize, you'll be entered in the random number drawing to get this card. And let me turn you up now. There we go. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I love playing with new product. I mean, I think everybody does. Don't you love playing with new product? So I hope this gives you some good ideas. I'll be posting this on my blog, maybe Sunday. I think I might take tonight off, and I'll post it tomorrow night for Sunday. So you can see it on Sunday. But start getting your wish list ready, and you're definitely going to want my paper shares. So email me or click the link that I put up there for you for paper shares, because you're going to, or the I want it all. You're going to want all the paper and all the ribbon and everything to make these gorgeous cards. Okay, now our prize for today, which was from a week ago, we made another pretty card showing you some more items from the catalog. And I think this is a different paper, a different designer series paper, but this is one of the stamp sets in the catalog. This kind of 3/4 wreath, and I really like this. I'm thinking of making more of these for my own personal cards. Okay, so a lot of people wanted this card too. So the winner is Deborah Babcock. And Deborah, I will get this out to you. I'm pretty sure I have your address, so I'll be mailing this out to you. It doesn't hurt to email me, Peggy at prettypapercards.com, to make sure that your address is handy for me. I can just grab it right up and send this to you. So I hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. All 3 days, relax, make cards, make your list for the new catalog and the online exclusives that you've seen. And I'll be back with you on Wednesday, and we will open that catalog, okay? We are going to have fun. All right, have a great week.